Why did you become a recording artist?
I think it was just more so like it was a hobby at first, cause my parents used to rap like on some playful stuff. I told you that before though, but yeah, so it became a hobby. I just fell in love with it type. You feel me? Like I took into a heavy liking for it, and I felt as though I seen like people being successful off it. So I'm like, it's something I could see myself doing.
Remember what age it was when you got into rap music? Or what
I
grade,
was
perhaps?
mad young, probably like. I think I wrote my first song at 6. It was a little cheesy ABC rap, but it was, you know what I'm saying? It was all right though. I can't really remember, but it was like 6. And then I always used to do like freestyles to certain shit. But serious wise, like I was a little older when I started really taking it serious.
Who taught you? How did you learn how to rap?
Well, like I said, my parents used to play around, so I guess that's who like got the influence on me trying to make rhymes or whatever. And then like I used to like artists like coming up, like my favorite rapper was Lil Wayne. So like I guess I used to learn how to recite it. Like I used to go word for word, know his stuff word for word, and I catch his cadences, his flows, all that. So I guess that threw like an influence too, like a me just, especially him using auto tune, because he was like the first person that made it like popular besides like T-Pain. So it became like a harmonized rap sound type, and I think everybody got that type of influence from Wayne right now.
What drew you to Wayne? Was it something specific back then?
I don't know. I think it was more so of the sound change, cause he like I think like 05, 06, Wayne was like the go-to artist. Like if you needed a feature, Wayne was bodying it. Like I can't even remember how many tracks he put out that year, but it seemed like he was on everybody's track. So I think it was just more so like how consistent he was of making like fire music, and just like that being like my generation's like best rapper or arguably top rapper. I think that's what drew me to him, like him being consistent and just being hot, like for real, having a different sound.
Ever had a chance to meet him?
Nah, I ain't never met Wayne.
Would you want to collaborate with him?
Probably, yeah. I still do something. It's crazy, 'cause, like to me, see Wayne kind of went like left. Like right now, you feel me? He went left, but I feel like I think he always gonna have it. You feel me? I think he just have too much fun right now, so he don't even give a fuck about certain shit. Like that's how I feel about it. But I definitely like go in the studio and do something with him, like just for like me. Like I said, growing up listening to him, like I listen to shit that's from '07, '08 still, and be like, damn, like Wayne was on some shit. Like that's over 10 years ago. You feel me? So I do something with him. You feel me? I don't think he's the same now, but it is. It'll be lit though. It still be something to do.
If you had the chance to collab with him, what would that sound like?
I don't know, cause I got variety sounds. Like I got a variety of way I make music, and so do he. Like he got mad different flows, but I just know it'd be fire. Like it'll come out something like, damn, y'all made some shit. Like for sure.
Is it something that you have on your hard drive right now that would be perfect for him, or is it something you'd want to do
Nah, I
from
probably
scratch?
just cook up from scratch with him. Like nothing really on my hard drive. I mean, I'm sure there's something on my hard drive he could get on it to become hot. You feel me? But I probably make something from scratch. Just the vibe about it. I think that's when your songs come out best. Like unless you know that person. Like see, none of mine I made for like, oh, bitch, Wayne. I got shit that I like. All right, I made this. I could hear so and so on there. I ain't really never make a track for Wayne like that, due to him just falling back from like the music scene and shit. But yeah, it most likely be from scratch.
If you were to collab with him, would you want a hook from him? You'd want a verse from him? Go back and forth with him on a verse, perhaps?
Depend on the mood, cause he hot at all of them. You feel me? So depending on how he coming that day, basically. He might be in his hook bag. He might be in his verse bag. So that's why I would want to cook up from scratch, because you never know. You feel me? I know he could do it all, though.
How many years at this point would you say you've been perfecting your craft for? Taking it serious.
Taking it serious.
Being a serious recording artist.
Yeah. I want to say like 2 going on 3 years. Like, I really first started going to the studio probably was like 18, like going on my own and all that, but I was still in the process of I was just playing around, you feel me? But I still was writing my music, trying to get better and all that, and I knew I had a decent sound already, but I would say 2 to 3 years, 2 going on 3 years, like taking it real serious and trying to put something together for real, for real.
In that amount of time, have you ever felt like quitting?
Nah, not really. Not since I started taking it serious, cause like it was more so I knew like if I took it serious, like fuck it, I'm going all in. You feel me? Like it ain't no point to go all in if I'm going to quit. That's just like wasting my time. So I ain't never really think about quitting. I probably thought about like maybe sometime like, well, damn, this shit might not be getting nowhere. Like early, probably the times like fuck, like I'm supposed to be bigger than this, or I'm supposed to be getting more views or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been times where I thought about shit like that, but I ain't never really think about quitting. Like, nah, plan is to go up.
Remember what your first recording studio setup looked like?
First recording studio setup. I'm trying to think. I know it was either at a, matter of fact, it was in the basement. Yeah. My cousin boyfriend had a little studio in the basement. He live up like Sayreville, New Jersey or some shit like that. But he had a studio in his basement. And the first couple of studios I was going to was all like room studios and basement studios, like in the crib studios. So it was nothing like real fancy and nothing like that.
When you're in the recording studio at this point, top 3 things you need in the studio.
The things I need, shit. I need some weed.
Okay.
I like to roll up when I'm in the recordings. That just throw me in my vibe. Sometimes I be sipping. And the third thing would be, shit, I don't know. It's probably just the weed and a cup here and there, you feel me? Like, cause I could write sober and everything, but just when I'm in that vibe, like, really the weed do it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just be vibing off that and then I get in my zone.
And sipping.
Cause sometimes, you feel me, I like my friends around. Sometimes I don't like them around. Sometimes I want to be in there dolo. So it's always different. It's not really like a set thing. Like, it's more always my vibe or what's going on, like what I'm rapping about or what type of song I'm doing, you feel me? If I'm going through some deep shit, I might kick everybody fuck out. You feel me? I'm like, I need my own space. Y'all go do something else, but it's always different.
And when we say sipping, we're talking about cough syrup.
Yeah.
Now, what does that do for you exactly? I know you said it's part of the vibe or whatever, but what does smoking weed or cough syrup do for you exactly? Something specific?
Nah, it's just, like I said, it's the vibe about it. Like, it's something you can't really explain. Like, I could tell you this, but it's just the vibe about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you in it take you to a different element. Like I said, I feel like my talent is good, high or not, but it's just something different. Like, I might express something a certain way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I might express things differently when I'm in this certain vibe or versus me being like, I might be dull if I'm sober, you feel me? Versus, it just depends on the situation. Like I said, it's all depending on the song and the vibe. Sometimes I be like, I don't want to smoke no more because like I might be too high. Like, now I'm just all functioning. I'm going to sleep. I'm high as shit or some shit. Like, so it's all different.
What type of strain of weed?
Shit, we be fucking with a lot of strands. If I had a choice though,
Yeah.
strawberry mochi. That's probably the most firest weed I smoked this year. I done smoked a lot of gases, like everything gas.
And when it comes to a certain type of cough syrup?
I like perp.
Now, do you ever do both simultaneously in a studio session, or is it always one or the other?
Nah, I be off both.
When it comes to smoking, has that ever been an issue for you when it comes to your voice? when you're recording?
Sometimes it be fucking like that, cause like I be harmonizing and shit too. So sometimes like it be fucking my shit up. I gotta clear my shit. Throat be burning. You know what I'm saying, but most of the time it don't. Like that's a level. I know when my shit fucked up too much, I be like, I don't need no more smoke right now. You feel me? Most might need some water to fix it up a little bit, a little cough or two. But it still be cool though.
Ever had to end a studio session because of your voice there from the smoking?
No.
Like you couldn't complete the session?
No, I don't think so, no.
Are you addicted to either marijuana or cough syrup?
I don't feel like I am. Like, cause I don't be itching or fiending for no drink or nothing like that. You feel me? I do it by choice, like when I want to. And with weed, it's like, I don't need to smoke. Like, all right, nah, let me fix that. Sometimes I feel like I do need to smoke though, but you feel me? I could live without it. Like, it's not like well, I don't know, bro. That's a tricky question, because I ain't gonna say I'm addicted to it, but I love to smoke. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't think it's an addiction, but I love to smoke. I'm going to smoke by choice all the time, but that's like saying if I was on probation and I knew I couldn't smoke, see, addicted is like, bitch, you going to smoke on probation because you can't stop. I could stop smoking, like, you know what I'm saying? It'd just be that I'd be wanting to smoke, but I'm not addicted to it, I guess.
Now, there are times you are sober in the studio.
Yeah.
There are times you record sober.
Mm-hmm.
Do you notice a difference in the actual music recordings of you under the influence versus you being sober? When you listen to the music and, I was sober on this song, I was high on this song, do you notice a difference in the actual music?
Nah,
or is it undetectable?
Not really. I might it depends on the song, I'm gonna say, cause like I might have did a song and I probably was sober, I didn't like how it came out, and then I did it while I was high, or I just redid it in a different vibe and it came out better. But it's been songs where it came out fire that I was sober, you feel me? You would never know, like, oh, you did that when you was sober. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell that way. Like, I won't be able to tell personally, like, you know what I'm saying, from if I redid a song or something like that. But I don't think you're gonna know the difference. Like, oh, he must have been high, like, cause I've been slurring or something. Like, you wouldn't really know the difference.
Craziest studio story, if you have one.
Craziest studio story. Be a lot of funny shit going on in the studio, but I can't really think of nothing too crazy out of the blue. That done happened.
Funniest thing that's happened in the studio then?
Funniest thing. Shit, it just be times where, you know what I'm saying, you know, you got little jokes, motherfuckers be going to sleep. You know, you got the no sleep rule in the studio, so you go to sleep, nigga might smack the shit out you or some shit like that be funny, but I can't really think of like nothing off top, like just outrageously funny or some shit like that. It just be mostly that, the no sleep rule. You might catch a nigga on Instagram, ugly as shit or something, saying knocked out in the studio or some shit like that, but.
Ever had sex in the studio before?
Nah, I really didn't. Most of the time I be in the studio, I be working. Like, it don't even really be, I don't really even bring females to my studio sessions for real, because my mind be so like, when I'm there, it's like I treat it like a job, you feel what I'm saying? I could go fuck any other time, so that don't really be on my mind. But I mean, shit, when I get my own studio, you know what I'm saying, in my crib or some shit, it might go down, you know what I'm saying? But nah, I haven't fucked in the studio. Most of the times it be working.
What's your recording process like these days? Are you the type that's writing, pen and pad, maybe on the phone, or are you freestyle punching in?
Yeah, most of my shit I write, cause like my songs, I really feel like, I think a lot of people like to be trendy and just punch in or whatever. But since I've been rapping, I always been writing, so I always kept that to like as my thing. You feel me? I don't really fall in the trends. I have like punched in on some of my music and shit, and it still came out nice and shit like that. But my personal opinion, when I write my shit, like I might be listening to a beat and I might write mad different versions to a song and go with which one I feel like is the best. But my shit be so like soulful that I feel like when I write it, like, I can't make this shit up. You feel me? It's like, you gonna know when you hear it, like, that shit came from my heart. Like, you feel me? You gonna feel that shit deeply. And that's why, like, a lot of people relate to my music right now, because, like, they feel it, like, they feel it internally. Like, bitch, like, they were the ones writing it. You feel me? And I think that's what strengthens my music versus me just going to try to freestyle and make songs. So my process, yeah, I mostly like to write my songs, and most of the time when I come to the studio, I'm already prepared like with my music. But I be cooking up in the studio too, so it all depends on the mood again. It'll be sometimes I might catch something off the head and be like, oh, bitch, I gotta go relay this right now, and it just become a song.
Ever had help with your lyrics before?
Nah, I write all myself.
Anyone ever suggested to you? And when I say anyone, I'm talking about maybe somebody higher up, management,
Yeah.
a label rep, a advisor, a consultant. Anyone ever said, we need some help with these lyrics?
Like, they need to help me with my lyrics?
Or the suggestion of getting help with your lyrics?
Oh, nah, but, you know, it be people around, like they might have an idea or something. And this haven't happened yet, but they might have an idea or something. Like, yo, you should say this in your song or some shit. Or put this together, because I can't rap, but I just came up with a creative, like, line or something. You feel me? And then they might want me to incorporate that into a song. That done happened a couple of times, like, or the thought of it, you feel me? But yeah, most of my music, that shit come from me. Like, I don't got no ghostwriter, no help or nothing like that.
Now, on the other end of the spectrum, have you ever helped another rapper with their lyrics before?
Yeah. Like, and this is like, I wouldn't say like no professional rapper or nothing like that, but just like people around me that might like they want to get into rapping and all that. We make songs together, or we just doing something that's like a fun track. Like, damn, they be stuck on the bar, like, why you don't say this? Yeah, I definitely not help like that.
Ever ghost wrote for another rapper before?
No, but I gave somebody a verse before, so I guess you could say that. But that's something I thought about doing before, like ghostwriting. But it just turned into, I feel like if I'm putting my time into it, and I got like the image and the like overall package to present it to you, perform it, I might as well just pay everything into myself.
How does a conversation like that happen with you when you actually give a verse to somebody for their song?
I was just still like what I was just saying. Niggas want to do a track where they can't really rap, so they need help. It's like, all right, I got you. This is part of like even when like we was just playing around and I wasn't really even taking this shit serious. I just knew like, all right, we on to something. You want to hop on the verse? I give you a verse. I give one of my mans a verse. But that just came out naturally.
When it comes to your lyrics,
Yeah.
how honest are they?
Most of everything I say is true.
Mostly.
Yeah, I would say
What percentage?
99.9, because I can't think of something I lied about. So I should say 100.
When it comes to you recording, are you the type that's recording inside the mic booth or outside of it?
Most of the setups I go to, all of them have a separate booth. So it'll be like inside this own recording booth.
You record sitting down or standing up?
Depends on the song, and it depends on like the energy I'm giving. Sometimes I like to stand up for like my energy tracks, and then the more like soulful shit that like my notes need to hit, I like to sit down because it's more relaxed and it takes less energy.
From start to finish,
Yeah.
what's the average length of time you spend on creating a song?
Average, shit. That depends on the mood too, because like I said, a lot of times it might be I might take a couple hours to do a song. You feel me? Because I done did the song so many different ways. I done wrote verses and cleared the verse. Like, nah, let me just do another verse. Sometimes it could be a quick ass song. Like, I just do this shit in 15 minutes and it just came out hot. Like, you feel me? So it's always different. And I always looked at it like I never really tried to make a time limit or really count that, you feel me? Because I feel like that'd be rushing like my craft. And to me, I'm like a perfectionist. Like, I stay on one line. If I don't feel like that shit right, if I did that shit 100 times, I'm gonna stay on that line. Like, I don't really like to rush my craft or nothing like that. So yeah, most of the time I really take my time with my songs and just perfect them within itself. So by the time I get to the studio or whatever, I already know how it's supposed to sound. Now I just got to go lay it from the ad-libs to the doubles to everything, you feel me?
What about when you get writer's block? That's the moment you're stuck on an idea, stuck in the middle of a song. How do you cope with that?
I be going through writer's block too. It's just more so like I feel like either I'm rapping about the same shit or I done rapped about something before, or it'd be like I'm going, especially like with beat selection, cause like me, I will throw away 1,000 beats if I don't like it like all the way. Like it could be hot, nigga be like, yo, that shit hot. But if I don't like it all the way, I'm tossing it. I gotta feel the beat like so much. But when I go through writer's block, I just try to do shit. Like I try to watch movies, or I haven't really put this into play yet, but when I was in jail, I was like reading. So I told myself I want to read more because like what that was doing was like it was opening my mind up. But basically, I like to watch like movies or something that throw my mind off. So when I do go back into my vibe, it's like it's a different vibe. You feel what I'm saying?
What type of movies?
Shit. Movies, different kind of shit. Like I might look for something. Just like I like watching. You know what show I just started watching? Well, I ain't just started watching. I've finished this shit already, but it was a point in this phase. I was watching this shit called Game of Thrones, and like I ain't never really like shit like that, fantasy shit or nothing like that. But that shit had my mind open because the way the show was put together, like it just blew my mind. Like whoever the writer was to the show was like creative as fuck. So I watch shit like that so it could be like I said, open my mind up a little bit.
What were you reading in jail?
I was reading just more like hood books, like Gangsta Bitch 2 and Trust No Bitch, like just regular hood books, fantasy hood books.
How long were you in jail for?
Just a couple weeks.
A charge you were able to beat?
Yeah, no, that shit cool, I'm good.
What's the longest you worked on a song, stopped because of writer's block, and ended up finishing it?
The longest, cause sometimes I want to say I do one verse and I might sit on my second verse. So the longest I did that might have been a track for like a month. I probably held on to like a one verse thing, and then I finished the second verse if I like wanted it. Or I still got verses that I didn't finish either, so I don't know.
And when you are writing, is it pen and pad or is it actual on the phone?
Most of my shit now is on my phone. I really did start off like really like pen and paper though. Like that was when I was younger, I guess before the phone thing came out. Now, you know, you got notes, so it's much faster and reliable, I guess.
Ever lost lyrics on the phone?
Yeah, of course. I learned to every time I write my lyrics, I send them right to my email, or I send an email, because with the note shit, that shit used to delete on its own, and it didn't even have like the recovery, like how it do now. It didn't have the recovery option, so once you delete it, it was over, and I done lost like probably like 100 songs like that, like, and I done forgot the melodies and all lyrics, everything. So I learned to email my shit now.
When you did lose it though, before you got this new system, how would you cope with losing lyrics on the phone?
Like fuck, it's just like losing anything you want. You feel me? Like it be in the way, but it's just something you move on from.
I imagine you try to remember it.
Yeah, it would be like that. Like you try to remember this shit, like especially when you're doing so much raps. It's hard remembering your raps that you feel me. You gonna finish this song, so trying to remember the melody to everything about it, like your flow, your cadence, all that shit. It'd be like, fuck, you just gotta start over from scratch. You gotta take it as a L, unless it just pop up in your head again.
It's discouraging.
Somewhat, but then it's challenging too. So you like, fuck it, it is what it is.
Ever almost quit because of this?
Nah, I don't know.
Have you ever gotten emotional creating a song?
I would say, yeah. Like, not no boo-hoo, crying, emotional or some shit, but a lot of my music do come from times when, like, I'm speaking about pain and situations I've been in. So sometimes it would have been hard to even, like, say certain lyrics, like, you feel me? But I learned to, like, use it as, like, a way of venting anyway. So whenever I put something out and my emotion is, like, out, it was for that specific reason. I might not even be in that phase right then and there no more, but you know what I'm saying, when I let it out on the track, it's done. Like, I already vented, so it is what it is.
Has a song ever become too emotional? You couldn't finish it?
Nah.
And when it comes to beats, do you prefer beats that are made cooked up from scratch or sifting through a folder full of beats?
See, me, I haven't really had that much people cook beats from scratch. I tried it a couple times. I made some alright songs, so I made some pretty decent songs like that. But most of the time, like, my preference would be going through beats that's already laid out and made that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I might skip through a lot of them, but I usually find one that's just, like, perfect like that. You feel me? So most of the time, I just skip through, like I said, like you said, folders of fucking music or beats.
Ever passed on a beat?
Yeah.
And it
And
became
double
a
back?
bigger song? No, and it became a bigger song for somebody else at some point.
Nah, that hasn't happened, but I passed on beats that I said I don't fuck with, and then I listened to them again, and like I said, this is why I say this shit is like a lot of the times it be vibes, cause like even my fucking song with Yella Beezy, the producer who sent that beat to me, which is my man's Dre, I listened to it, but I didn't really like it. You feel me? Like, I was like, all right, it's cool. And then I just listened to another beat, started writing to another beat. I came back to that beat probably a week later. And when I listened to it this time, the fucking hook just came in my head. So it was like, I done passed on beats. And it's been, even with other songs, there been times where I could have passed on beats and I wouldn't have made these songs if I never doubled back to them. You feel me?
Risk versus reward. What's the biggest risk you took for your music career so far?
The biggest risk? Shit. I done put my motherfucking, without saying too much, I done put my freedom on the line for it. You feel me? So I guess that would be the biggest risk.
Was it worth it? Thinking back?
Yeah, I guess, because shit, I'm here.
Proudest accomplishment so far in your music career?
Proudest accomplishment, probably just making my parents proud. Like, both of them, my pop and my mom. Like, I just see them, like, actually, like, I mean, they always was supportive, but, like, when I first started, like, I guess they thought I was bullshitting, or they thought, like, it was a joke or some shit. But now it's more so, like, they really in tune and see what's going on. And my mom called me crying and proud. Like, stuff like that is, like, it's more motivation for me to keep going. Because now it's like, I know y'all believe in me, you feel me? Like, y'all rooting for me to do something that I'm actually wanting to do. Because most of the time, like, I used to be getting in trouble a lot. Like, man, you ain't doing shit with your life. Like, shit, you feel me? Like, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I'm not listening. I don't want to do what y'all telling me to do. So for them to, like, support me and really see, like, I chose my own way and I'm getting the support back from it, is like, that's probably the best thing I got out of it so far.
Sounds fulfilling.
Yeah. It's, like, joyful. Like, even I done posted shit, like, my mom listened to my shit on the radio. My pop recorded videos. Like, he's shocked that he driving his work truck and he just found out I'm on the radio, and his, like, reaction. People heard that it was real, like, you feel me? So it would be like shit like that hit you. I'd be like, yeah, you on to something.
What's the single best thing you've done for your career? so far?
Single best thing I
Yeah.
did for my career?
Yeah. I asked you what your biggest accomplishment or your
Yeah.
proudest accomplishment was
Yeah.
for, but this is more like, what's the single best thing you've done for your actual career
Yeah.
at this point?
I'm gonna say, really is just taking it as serious as I am. Like, I done just locked in and really been focused on like what's best for me as an artist, what's best for me to do responsibly so I could be here and, you know what I'm saying, do certain things and make certain moves. Cause I feel like if I wasn't as serious, I wouldn't be like moving the way I am. I'd be still like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and I think I'd be more like bullshitting with my career. But now, like, as I know what I got going on, I'm where I'm at. Not saying I'm just like globally made it or nothing like that, but I'm where I'm at because of my mental with it. You feel me? The sacrifices I know that I could go without for, you feel me? Like, it's just the mental behind it.
Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, what's the biggest failure so far in your music career at this point?
Biggest failure? I wouldn't really even say I wouldn't even say, if there is a failure, I couldn't think. Because I think my only failure would be if I gave up. You feel me? I'm probably not where I want to be, like, national-wise or whatever. Like, but I don't think nothing about it is a failure. I think it's all just still a growing process, and like, more of a thing still in the works. You feel me? I can't put any type of failure on it because I'm not going like down. You feel me? Everything is still gradually increasing. So, yeah, I wouldn't say I don't got no failures.
What's the biggest mistake you've made so far in your music career?
Biggest mistake in my music career.
Yeah, has there been a mistake you look back, I shouldn't have done that?
Yeah, and I wouldn't even, I mean, I could say I paid an artist for a feature, and I would say I paid an artist, I don't know if you know Core.
Okay.
I paid Core, this was like my first feature. He was hot coming up from Philly.
I've interviewed him before.
You feel me? So, and I fuck with his music, I relate to it, but only thing is when I did the feature, I just sent him some money. Like, I never sat in the studio with him. I never actually got his vibe. I never met him. So that was probably like one of the biggest mistakes because I feel like that shit just was like worthless. You feel me? It was like, and it was a mistake that I learned from though, like just for future references. Like anybody, like this would be my advice. If you're gonna do a feature, just make sure y'all actually vibing together. Y'all actually get in the studio together versus just sending in somebody some money for their name or whatever shit like that. Cause I think that's like, it doesn't work that way, you feel me? Like, it's not cut what it's really supposed to be. So that would be probably the biggest mistake. But other than that, everything just a learning process regardless, you feel me? That was something I had to do to know not to do, you feel me?
What do you mean more specifically when you say it's worthless or it's not cut like it's supposed to be?
Like, you might have think because you got a song with somebody or him saying that, oh, you sending this bread to him and you got this song with him that it's just gonna blow, or just because you got this name on your song. But it don't work like that. Like, you feel me? Like, with this shit, it's all how you do it. You feel me? Like, with anything, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. So it was like, to me, it was worthless because I got a song with Core, but I never, you feel me? He probably didn't even know who I was after the transaction. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I said that probably was the biggest mistake. But even that, it was a learning process. So I don't trip off it.
But what would the difference be between something like that versus you paying for a feature with somebody and they know who you are, they're actually working with you in the studio with it? What would the difference there be? Because it's still a name. It's still somebody you paid to do.
I'm going to tell you the difference. And you got people, see, the shit crazy because it all depends on who the person is, how the artist is, like how he carries himself, like what type of person he is. So it's always going to be different, but it just be the vibe. Like, if you send a nigga some money and I want a verse, he really probably don't even know what your face look like. You could have a song with this person, he don't know what your face, he could walk right by you, you feel me? And then you be like, yo, bro, I'm the one who sent you the, then it just look funny, you feel what I'm saying? Versus you really getting in the studio, getting the feel for the person. You could see how he is as like his character, everything about it. Like it's just always gonna be different, you feel what I'm saying? They might not fuck with you if you could be in the studio and they might still not fuck with you or whatever like that, but at least you'll know, like, the difference, you know what I'm saying? Like, the difference is you got to vibe with that person. They might fuck with you more because they might know how you carry yourself. Like, it is definitely a difference between it, though.